Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my little rant on Sony, and I don't think I'm going to be saying anything factually incorrect in this video, but if I do, please correct me in the comments. So, without further ado, let's just jump into my rant on what the hell is going through Sony's mind. What is wrong with Sony? I've never seen Sony this delusional since the PS3, because, you know, they told people to work 2 jobs and to buy it because it's a PS3, and that did not go well, and Sony is messing up right now. So I'm just gonna be jumping into the thing. Now, we've known for a while that Hideo Kojima's game is gonna be going to the Xbox. Now, this video is not about this article. It's just a display screen because Game Rant has a photo of Kojima with an Xbox next to his. Now, I don't really give a shit that his game is coming to Xbox because, you know, I like to own everything because I like games, and wherever a good game may go is where I'm going to be playing it. This is not about that. At least, you know, but at least I'm kind of more comfortable with knowing that the Hideo Kojima game is now an Xbox exclusive, because Microsoft has been really good about pushing games out to PC. So even if I don't have a Series X, so I don't have a PS5 either, but at least I know that this Xbox game is going to come out on PC, so I'll be able to play that. Now, Sony does release games on PC as well, but it's not as consistent. I mean, Bloodborne, for the love of God, Sony. And remake it, or 60 FPS, or release it on PC. Pick one. And yeah, the whole thing with this, why am I ranting here? Mostly because this did not need to be this way. I don't mind Hideo Kojima going to Xbox, but I do mind it when Sony's logic is the dumbest logic I've ever seen in my life. It's been a couple of things that have been accumulating over time, and Sony is becoming Capcom. Sony is becoming Capcom that almost, you know, the Capcom that almost went bankrupt and drowned themselves. I don't know if they almost went bankrupt, but they did drown themselves, and they were up for freaking sale, and nobody bought them, which I thought was, you know, unfortunate. But anyways, let's jump into the article. Now, the first thing, it's two mainly things. It's Metacritic and sale numbers. Now, Death Stranding has finally sold, not finally, but like eventually, it managed to sell 5 million copies on PS4 and on PC. Now, this is a good number, and I think the game studios and publishers have adjusted their expectations. There was a period in time during like the early 2010s, like 2010 to 2014, 2010 to 2013, like these 3 years. Publishers, if a game did not sell 10 million copies, it was a goddamn failure. And that's the attitude they had, which is a dumb attitude to have, as Capcom found out. And it feels like Sony, for whatever reason, they're slowly turning into that. So they dropped Kojima for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is because I'm going to guess the first 6 months sales of Death Stranding was not up to... did not meet Sony's expectation. They expected a partnership with Hideo Kojima. Maybe that he'd probably sell like 3 million copies in the first month. And that did not happen. And I'm guessing Sony was not happy, because Hideo Kojima always goes to Sony. So the fact that he's doing an Xbox exclusive game means Sony dropped him. Freaking bananas. Because Sony cares about sales and Metacritic. And I'm guessing they weren't happy with 82 and the sales numbers. Now, this is the first thing. Now, the second rant on Sony is the whole Metacritic thing. It's insane. They're remaking The Last of Us. And remaking The Last of Us, where the hell do I have the thing? Where is it? Where are you? No, not you. There you go. Sony is remaking it. Now, remaking The Last of Us, to me, is just a sign that there's somebody in Sony, he doesn't know anything, okay? He's a dumb moron, and he's just looking at numbers, you know? He's not looking at release dates. He's just like, wow, this game is like one of the most reverend games of all time. Revered games of all time. And, you know, it's been 5 years. 5 years, you know, I'm 55, and 5 years is half my life, and... God damn it, let's remake this game and make some money. That did not make any sense, but the point is, basically, is that they're not thinking. They're just looking at the numbers, and they're like, this is a high-rated game that sold a shit ton of copies. Let's remake it. And that logic is not going to take them anywhere. Though, on a side note, speaking of, because Metacritic and sales and whatever. So other than the bullshit Days Gone thing, the fact that they got rejected to make Days Gone 2, even though it eventually sold very well, and its Metacritic is poor, but that's only because it had problems. And it's like, okay, they were patched. Putting that aside, there's an article here that says Sony considers Returnal a mega hit. This has nothing to do with my rant. Well, needs a rant on its own. Infamous is one of my favorite series of all freaking time. It sold well enough to have Infamous 2 and Infamous Second Son. Okay? And if Sony considers Returnal a mega hit, which, by the way, has the same Metacritic as Infamous, but a lower user score, then for the love of God, Sony, where is my Infamous remaster? That's just a side rant. So my whole point, the point I'm trying to make is that, to be honest, I don't even know if 5 million copies satisfies Sony, because like I said, Sony is becoming the old Capcom. And the old Capcom, when Resident Evil 6 sold, they said, Resident Evil 6 failed to meet Capcom sales expectations. And the game sold 5 million copies. But I thought there was I thought they were going to whine and bitch. They had these quotes of them whining and bitching in their article. But basically, they said it's failed to meet sales expectations, but the game sold 5 million copies. To them, 5 million is just a Resident Evil. It's a popular title, but we expect more of Resident Evil 6. And it's just, and I feel Sony is walking down this is walking down this path, and I hope this rant made sense. That I don't want, like, Capcom learned from their lessons. They got better. The old Capcom put Devil May Cry on hold for 10 years, and I'm afraid Sony is just gonna go down a ridiculous path. The PlayStation 3, you're gonna, it's PS3. You're gonna work 2 jobs to buy it. Come on, man. You're not gonna buy the competition. I'm scared they're gonna go down that road again. And I know this is like really kind of crazy and exaggerated. I'm going off just based on the fact that Kojima's next game is on Xbox, because that's where my rant is coming from. I don't know. I'm just like, there's a bunch of news coming out of Sony, and a lot of it is not good. Like, not the announcements and stuff, just the internal stuff that's leaking out. Them trying to shut down PSN, because who would ever want to play Gran Turismo on PS1? And then they at least they went back on that. But overall, Sony, like, I love Sony. I grew up with Sony, and but I'm getting worried that they're gonna do something dumb that they can't come back from. So that's about the video. I mean, I don't love Sony, but I mean, they're all companies, and that's a rant for another day. But like, Sony does have a special place in my heart, because I grew up playing Sony the most, and even though I'm wearing a Nintendo shirt, 64 shirt. Okay. So, anyways, I'm just gonna end the video here, because I think I just ranted a lot, and I need some water. So that being said, yeah. For those of you who are watching, wherever you may be, for those of you who are watching, wherever you may be in this world, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you. Oh, and by the way, if I said anything factually incorrect, please let me know down, because I'd be interested to hear a different point of view. So with that being said, thank you. So see you.